Hello, everybody, fans of films and others. We are back with Offstage on Screen, and today we're going to try something a little different in this episode. We're not reviewing a film, but we are going to review a beautiful, prolific actor who has passed, Gene Hackman. We want to talk about Gene, passed away recently, unfortunately, but so prolific, such a great performer with so many great films that we thought Robert and myself would bring you a little retrospective when someone that we really consider to be one of the greats has passed. So in this retrospective, we're going to talk with Robert, big fan, as am I, of the man himself, Gene Hackman, and let's bring Robert in. Let's talk to Robert about Gene. Hey, Rob.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, buddy. Big fan, big Hackman fan.
Oh, how can you not be?
When did you first recognize?
You know, I'll tell you when I first saw Gene Hackman, obviously not in the theaters because he was, before my time. But I mean, during my life, he was always in some kind of movie at the, both on TV. But the first movie that I ever saw him in, I was really little. It was on TV. It was The Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Recently watched that myself. Right after his passing, I just couldn't help myself. That's a quintessential Hackman film. He carries that whole movie.
Yeah, and the way he's just so invested and so intense in that film. And,
super intense.
And I remember that specifically, towards the end of the film, and during the whole film, but the end is kind of his character
he sacrifices himself, and he's wearing that kind of cream-colored turtleneck the whole time, and it's just getting more and more filthy.
Wheel thing.
At the end, he sacrifices himself. He drops into the. But I love that turtleneck that just gets more and more filthy throughout the film, and you just think some poor costume girl had about 15 or 20 different versions of his turtleneck.
Yeah.
And no matter how hot he was getting, he had to wear this turtleneck and watch it get all ripped and greasy and stuff. Great film. I remember him initially from a little movie called Superman.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Superman, of course.
Yeah, you forgot Superman. He came on the screen, and when you're a little kid and you're watching Superman, which you're going to see when I was a little kid, the Superman movie, got to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a kid's movie anyways, to a large degree. And then here comes Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
My God, man.
And Otis
and Lex Luthor, and just like, what is this? And he lives underground and Miss Tess. I didn't know the comic books even, I think, that much as a kid. And then just Miss Tessmacher, and he's yelling all the time.
Great villain, especially in the first one. And that was already, I think by that time, that was 1978, he was already a very established actor with, I think, even some nominations. Because before that, he was in The French Connection, which I think is the first movie that he really starred in, that he carried as a leading man. Which is an excellent movie. I love it.
Yeah. Popeye Doyle.
Yeah. And there's a sequel to that as well, which is a little bit underrated, in my opinion.
It is underrated and goes under the radar because I think the original French Connection is such a huge... Well, it was a book, and it was a popular book. And that character was really up for grabs and stuff. So, for him to have gotten that part, I think was sort of extraordinary for any actor. I remember seeing something where he was, he kind of hated the character. He was quite a liberal guy, and that character was just so bad, and so evil that he would balk and fight against the director, like, I don't want to play it that way. And the director's going, well, you kind of have to. That's what the character calls for.
Yeah.
Should we watch a little clip from The French Connection? Let's see a little minute.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, shit. This side.
Boom! 1971. There he is.
Oh, I'm going to check on this address in the Bronx, and if they don't know you, they're at your ass.
I thought I told you to stand there.
Get that hair done before Saturday. We're going now. Bye. I got to have 10,000.
Nice.
Yeah. He's so intense. You totally believe him when he acts in anything, Yeah. And he's so good at being angry Like he's the master of being
that
pissed
shout,
off,
that
and
Hackman shout.
Yeah, like when he gets angry, you better do it.
Yeah,
it's like
What's that scene in the film where he's it's not a great movie. It's a Will Smith picture, but he makes the film.
Enemy
state of the state.
No,
enemy of the
states. Yeah.
And there's that rooftop scene where he's like, "You got that watch? You better get all of it. Take it all off." I think it's the only moment where they're actually face to face on screen together, and he's like, "Get rid of it." And
he was notorious for being quite difficult to work with, especially when he shot. I remember I saw some documentary about
the Royal Tenenbaums.
Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
And he gave Wes Anderson a really, really hard time.
He didn't suffer fools lightly, for sure. And he was such a pro.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing some also documentary stuff about, him being such a pro that, he did a movie with John Travolta or something. And John Travolta's like, "Hey, come back on Monday. Hey, how'd you spend your weekend?" And she's like, "I spent my weekend going over my lines and prepping for today." And Travolta's like, "Oh, that was a waste of time. What a waste of a weekend," or something like that. And he hated him for this kind of ill preparedness, because he took it seriously.
Yeah, and he spoke very well about established directors like William Friedkin for The French Connection, Francis Ford Coppola, The Conversation, and people like that, and Dick Donner for the Superman movie. I mean, take that for example, right? Yeah. Because Superman 1 and 2 were shot simultaneously, basically. They were shot one after the other, with scenes for 2 shot during the production of 1 to save, cost and stuff.
Sure.
And then in the middle, and then they had to finish part 1 because it had a release date. So they put all part 2 stuff on hold and try to finish it so that the first one came out in the cinema. And when the second one resumed production, Dick Donner was fired in between, and Dick Lester took over.
Right.
And Gene Hackman and Margot Kidder, I think, refused to work with Richard Lester, who was the guy that was replaced, because they thought the producers were so stupid and horrible to fire the original director.
Right, Donner,
so they refused to film. So everything in Superman 2 with Gene Hackman and Margot Kidder was shot by Richard Donner.
In Superman. Right, and the original shooting schedule of Superman.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Here's another great, Mississippi Burning.
Oh.
Which I just watched myself again.
Nice.
I've been on a Gene Hackman kick. I think a lot of us have. I just can't help myself. I watch a ton anyway, and a Gene Hackman movie. Here's a little scene.
Okay.
He gives these rednecks a real hard time. Oh,
Bring me.
What happened?
Roll it again.
I guess it's just
Listen to me, you backwoods shit ass, you. You got about 2 seconds to get the sheriff out of here. I'm gonna kick the goddamn door in. Okay.
Okay. Nice smile. Great. Yeah.
That's it's enough, man. That's you only see that snippet and you're like, how does this end? This is good.
When he says, and there's that scene in The Runaway Jury I just watched too. And he's like, "I don't give 2 droplets of shit." When he wants to make you feel low, and insignificant, he does it. Here's another great scene from, I don't know, man. This might be his best performance, and I'm bouncing around, I know, but
okay. Which one's this then?
I'm going to show you then. By the way, this is a collection of clips I found on YouTube by someone who's made them, and thank you to, I'll find out who made them and we'll give him credit, but here we go.
Oh man, of course.
Bill Daggett.
The duck.
The
Duke.
Duck, I says.
The Duke.
Got his hand on his gun the whole time,
Well,
like
good
ready.
afternoon, gentlemen. I'll have that 32, Bob.
I'll have that 32, Bob.
Dear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the next clip. Jeez, remember this one? This is actually great too.
What is it? The Firm?
The Firm.
The Firm.
I'm Avery Tolar.
Oh. You're the reason I see so little of my husband these days.
He must be the most ambitious man in the world.
God, he plays such a great, greasy.
Leaving you every day just to go off to work.
I'm sure you can manage.
There's nothing to be done, General.
Greasy slime ball, like just
the
kind of gentlemanly creep.
He was really good in the Crimson Tide as well, as the captain in that action movie.
Yeah, which isn't a great movie per se, and it's kind of we talked about low budget recently.
Yeah.
I have Crimson Tide. We'll watch a little bit here.
Complicated. Of course, that's the way the Navy wants you. Me, they want it simple.
Well, you certainly fooled them, sir.
Be careful.
Actually,
there,
maybe it is a great movie.
That's all I got to rely on, Bina.
It's got a great cast.
Simple-minded son of a bitch.
Harry, what do you say?
Actually, it might be a good. It might. Oh, and then Get Shorty.
Get Shorty. I see that this YouTube thing that you found. It seems to show the best scenes from all his movies one after the other, because it's Crimson Tide.
Somebody
then
spent
it was
some
Get
time
Shorty, The Birdcage,
Yeah.
Extreme Measure. I mean, he has so many. He was in Wyatt Earp as well.
NZ Sachet is the. Well, we'll give credit in the notes to the creator of this, because I didn't create this clip. But Get Shorty. So comedy. I loved him in a movie. It's called. We just watched it again too. I've been on a Gene Hackman trip. Heartbreakers. You seen that movie?
Oh no, I haven't seen that. No.
He plays this great. They're two grifters. It's Sigourney Weaver, and what's her name? Plays the daughter, and they're trying to grift these guys, and he plays. I'll give you a little taste of it. And he plays this really wealthy guy that smokes all the time, made all his money from cigarettes, and he's a heavy smoker.
I don't. No. The police will be along shortly, and they'll sort this out.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
That's not the best scene from that, but
no. Okay.
Gives you an idea. Yeah. Heartbreakers. Check that out. What's her name? She got 3 words. Gorgeous young woman. She was I can't remember.
You kind of want to watch everything, man. I feel like I just want to start at Bonnie and Clyde and finish at Runaway Jury, and just watch it all. But
I think time
is limited.
yeah, of course. But here's the thing with the Gene Hackman movie, and you tell me what you think about this: is that I don't care what the movie is, I can watch it if it's got Hackman.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. He's such a draw, man. Such a powerhouse of.
Even if the rest of the movie is crapola.
Yeah.
His scenes are going to be
stellar. Worth to see. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It's one of those, it's a rarity, but yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm looking at Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah. Let me just quickly, let's look over his, we are trying to do a retrospective here of a great actor.
His 90s stuff was amazing. He was in a movie called Absolute Power, also directed by Clint Eastwood.
I'm going to tell you a little. Oh, yeah. Well, here's a little tidbit, too. So my stepfather was a corporate pilot for Lorimar Telepictures, and that was a film production and television production company.
Yeah.
He flew Gulfstreams. And they had a scene in a movie that they needed a pilot, and they gave him the part because they liked my father. As a person and stuff. So they gave him a part in the movie, and it's a Gene Hackman film. And the scene is with Richard Gere.
Okay.
But, the movie, and it's a great movie actually, which I can't bring myself to watch because it does have my stepfather in it, my father who passed away, and I listen and stuff. But it's called Power. Yeah. And
okay. So do you recommend?
Oh my God, Richard Gere, and it's a political movie where they show kind of all the behind the scenes things about how Richard Gere is one of these kind of characters that gets people politically, it gets them voted in.
Okay.
And it goes around and they hire him to change the narrative. But he's got this kind of competition on the other side in the form of Gene Hackman.
Right.
And so basically, even as a kid, my father's in a movie with Gene Hackman, I can say.
Wow, that's amazing. I would be so proud, man. Wow, that's really cool. I'm going to check that out if you don't mind. I want to see if I can...
Yeah, I've been looking for... There's Power. He plays Wilford Buckley. I don't know if there's going to be a... here's the movie.
Oh, okay.
Power.
What year is this?
This is early 80s.
Okay.
Sidney Lumet film.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Richard Gere.
I left you for an opportunity.
There.
You did not want to go with a guy. I did, so I left. He was slime. He didn't deserve getting you.
Good old St. Pete who never told the big lie.
It's great cast. It's a really great Denzel Washington. It's a great film. I have the film. I just I don't watch it. But
oh my gosh, you got me so excited now. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you watch it, get hold of the film, and then when you watch it,
I
you'll
will
see
do.
there's a scene with the pilot who comes up. The plane has been moved. Some shenanigans, and he's like, "I found the plane way down the hill off the other end of the tarmac. You know what's going on?" And that's my father.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
Cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Kind of exciting.
The great Gene Hackman. What can you say?
The great Gene. Let's just quickly. I want to just go through a couple of. I'll hit a few others. Let's see if you've. He started off. Okay, he's a California boy.
A Scarecrow was a movie also in the 70s, which is very talked about.
Did a lot of TV. Started in TV. I remember seeing some old stuff with him, black and white. Even Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, of course. He plays.
That's when he first really
Buck.
Yeah,
right.
And he almost stole that character.
Yeah.
He almost stole he stole every scene.
Yeah.
He played that great. I don't think they wanted him at first, but.
Is Gene Wilder in that as well?
Yeah, Wilder's in that. That's right.
Right. So you got Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, Gene Wilder, and John Hackman. I mean, hello.
Gene Hackman, yeah.
So
yeah, you can't.
That's
can't
just
go wrong.
That's A-list stuff there.
Scarecrow, The Conversation. That was a great.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein. He's in.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. Yes.
A Bridge Too Far. That's a crazy movie.
That's an ensemble
World War
piece.
II. Big ensemble piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he plays a Polish general.
Yeah.
Major general, I guess. That they're trying to get to the below the bridge before the Nazis get across it. Under Fire, he did a couple of An Uncommon Valor, and he did a Bat 21, which was kind of these Vietnam era movies.
Yeah, right.
And those are great, where he goes back to Vietnam and he's trying to rescue. And
I feel like the 70s were sort of kind of almost his best stuff, and then he had like a 90s thing. The 80s.
No, the 80s. Wait a minute, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah.
Hoosiers.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, you forgot. And have you ever seen a film called No Way Out?
No.
Oh, Robert, you call yourself a damn. You're a movie critic. No Way Out.
I'm going to show you. I know the movie, man.
This is one of the best.
There's 2 tours with naval intelligence. Get him here.
It's a thriller.
Excitement.
Right.
Take us somewhere.
He wanted her.
And Hackman is just crazy good in the movie, like just incredible. And it's got a twist ending. Kevin Costner, Sean Young, Will Patton's in it's great, and Hackman, great cast. And Hackman plays this kind of sleazy, his quintessential character, which is this sleazy politician type, that just is selling everybody else. And if you got to see No Way Out.
Okay, No Way Out. Yeah, I know the movie, of course.
And then Mississippi Burning.
Mississippi Burning.
Now, of course, he did some stuff, Loose Cannons, which was with this Dan Aykroyd movie.
Right.
But I still think he's great in it.
I mean, he's even great in Get Shorty, and that's...
he's fantastic. The comedy stuff that he does.
Yeah, The Birdcage. Yeah.
The Birdcage. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Crimson Tide, as we said. Absolute Power, we said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of just disappeared, and he moves to... The last thing he did was Welcome to Mooseport about 20 years ago, which I like that movie. It's just cute. He plays an ex-U.S. president that goes to this tiny town, and Ray Romano's in the town, and he just kind of sets up shop, and he runs for, I think, like the mayor of Mooseport. And it's just cute.
He retired after that. I mean, that was his last ever film, I think. And then he just wanted to enjoy life. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he goes to he ended up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, doing art and things like that, and hanging out and living out his years. So, anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go, Gene Hackman.
Hackman. We're grateful for you. Rest in peace, and we're grateful for all that. All the great work. There's an applause for Gene Hackman. I can always watch a Gene Hackman movie. There's never a time when that gets dull. So, ping some comments in if you're a Gene Hackman fan. Did we miss anything? Was there something that you wanted to, make us aware? I think we hit all the high notes, but
we did. I think.
Many
high notes.
I think he's kind of one of those actors that like you kind of wish he was your dad. Am I wrong? You know,
I feel like more granddad.
For me, it was always like, man, he'd just be a cool dad. Like that's kind of what you want your dad to be. You can smell when you see him in a movie. You can smell the cologne on him.
But don't make. But don't upset him.
No.
Absolutely.
You don't want to screw around, but just stalwart and like got in charge and got the situation under control. God dang. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman. We loved you. And we will see you next time on Offstage on Screen, where we talk everything acting, everything movies. Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
You will. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.